And there we go. Hello, Frugal Force. This is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, and today I have some wonderful guests with me. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, sure. I am Trent Luther. I am one of the co-creators, I would say, of the comic. Me and Brian kind of started I don't know, think tanking this quite some time ago. Other than that, I just don't really do much. I work at a salvage yard and play video games nonstop.
Sounds fun to me.
And I am Liz Finnegan. I can't take any credit for the awesomeness of the comic, but that's me. So I dressed up for it.
Oh, you got the collage.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have so much stuff. It's actually funny. I've got so many posters and it's jarring. It's like I'm surrounded by judgmental me looking at judgmental me.
Was that collage by HP?
Yes.
I got one too, and you can see it back there. Yeah.
Nice.
There, but
Fantastic.
yeah. We got our nerd cred going.
Yeah, right.
Right. We're legit.
So, yeah, and we wanted to talk about the Rags book as well as some other things. So once again, thank you for joining me. So Trent, you said co-creator, but what is your part in this book, Rags?
I would say I've been, mainly a thought tank. Brian kind of comes up with a raw idea and he pitches it to me and I just kind of help refine it and we work on it from there. Like it all started more with like a script, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I mean, he was, he's mainly been the one typing it up and he just bothers me while I'm working all day. And I just kind of help him, refine ideas and kind of elaborate of how things should work, or in our case, how our antagonists can't keep clothing on. I kind of help explain how and why that happens. Try to not make it overly like. I mean, I don't want to come off as like a perv or anything, but got to figure out ways to do it, and it takes a lot of work. So I'm kind of a thought tank, and I just kind of.
So the thoughts of having her naked came before the plot, and it was crafted around her nakedness, or
okay. So how that whole came up was we were playing a lot of Left 4 Dead at the time.
Yes,
Brian just kind of made a joke about a zombie series where the main character was struggling to find clothing, and I was like, well, let's take that and go a little further. I was like, how about she finds clothing, but due to actions of said zombies or environment, she just keeps losing clothing. And ultimately, the goal was to have her in a unicorn onesie.
Ah, okay. And right before we hop in the unicorn onesie, Left 4 Dead, great game. I did a live stream with that, a couple of them actually. That's great when you do couch co-op with that. It's just a blast.
Yeah, it's great. We weren't necessarily doing couch. Brian lives quite a ways away from me. Actually, I think at the time he wasn't even in the same country. But so I don't know. We kind of had a mutual friendship through video games, and it kind of evolved into. Oh, I don't know, man. It's still pretty surreal to me, especially with where we are now. From I'd say 5 years ago. This is wild, man.
So did you meet through video games?
World of Warcraft, actually.
Oh wow! Look at that.
That's universal matchmaker right there.
Yeah, I know it. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, me and Brian we actually didn't like each other at first, right? And I think it was more of like, I think it was mainly just because he didn't know me, I didn't know him, and I'm extremely introverted, and I don't go out of my way to meet. Or honestly, this talking with you guys is actually like I don't do this often. I don't like to live stream and stuff like that because I don't know. It's weird to me. And so that's kind of how me and Brian were. We were really standoff together. And then we just started playing games over the course of time through WoW. And here we are, like 7 years later.
Well, I hope I make you feel comfortable. And just as mentioned by Mr. Dystopian and other people in the comments stream there, Liz is rocking the onesie. And this is the very one.
Yeah.
So Liz, let me ask you, did the onesie come before or after the comic book idea? I mean, how did this come to be?
So it's kind of funny how I even came to be, I guess, involved in it. Like I said, to you, I can't take any of the credit for any of the wonderful things that you guys are seeing. Um, it was last April, I think. Brian had sent me a private message on Instagram. And he's like, hey, I'm sorry if this is really weird, but, I'm doing this thing and you just have a really neat face. And I wanted to know if I could use it. I was like, yeah, sure, go for it. Like, I didn't even ask anything. I was like, yeah, go for it, whatever. Like, have fun. I don't have a copyright on my face. It's cool. And he's like, oh, well, it's a zombie thing. I was like, oh, do I get to be a zombie? He's like, no, you're the main character. And I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't think anything of it until he sent me an image, and it was the one that it's like the selfie picture, and it had the unicorn onesie, and I was like, I need this onesie now. Like, this is great. And I found it, and I was like, this is going to be so comfortable.
I have
and
to
then
ask
it was,
this question.
and then I haven't regretted it since. This is my drinking onesie.
That's right. I have to ask this question because it's somewhat popping up in the comments, and I've heard it before. Tim Morris says, "Oh, I think you can take credit for at least 2 wonderful things that we've been seeing."
Wow!
Wow!
So I have a funny story with that. So after you guys had gotten the print copies, Brian sent me a couple, and the first thing I did was show my mom. And it's funny, the one like on the front where it has everyone's name, it says Liz Finnegan's face, and she was tickled over that. But then she started reading through it. She's like, "Oh my God, you're naked the entire time." And she was like, "You should tell them to change it so that it says Liz Finnegan's face and body." I was like, "But that's not my body, Mom." And she's like, "No one will know. Just say it is. Like that's hot." I was like, "Mom," but yeah. So just putting that out there. If you guys want to change it, my mother would be tickled.
All right. So as you know, we now know this was also modeled after her body as well.
Yes,
officially,
it's canon.
Brian doesn't have a say in this, I guess.
Nope.
Your viewership might have just shot up.
All right.
Are you going to start doing your Twitch? By the way, Liz also does Twitch videos on gaming, and I'll let her talk about that a little bit too. And are you going to start wearing the outfit that she has in the comic book too then in your Twitch streams? Oh, the onesie though, right?
Yeah. The onesie, not the nudity.
I wouldn't expect it. If I did, I'd lose all my subscribers.
Oh.
I think Twitch might have something to say about that. Probably.
Just maybe a little bit.
They updated their terms to talk about like how you should dress on it, and it's like, oh, stuff that you would wear to a restaurant. And I was like, wait, where does this leave my onesie though?
Oh wow! I'd wear a onesie to a restaurant, but I'm weird.
I know.
Oh, let's see.
Fantastic.
Tellum29 said, if the maker of rags would like me to do a review of rags on my blog, I'd be delighted to. Just need to get my hands on a copy. You can buy a copy or a digital copy really easily. I got the censored version, just for the record.
Yeah, my daughter, she loves comics, and I got the censored version too because she's young still. So just it's a precautionary on my part that I took,
I hear you. So just for the record. So see, I wasn't oogling you really.
Yeah.
Well, I guess really, what does the censor? I mean, it could put the little bunnies, right? So
bunnies. It's like the most precious of censorships.
Yes. But that's okay. So it was designed by 2 gentlemen then that were playing a video game together, and then you just happened to be contacted about because of your face so far. So which that's awesome. And he discovered you watching Twitch videos then, I'm guessing.
No, I don't even think I was really streaming back then. I'm not entirely sure how. I guess we never had that conversation.
Ooh, there's one to ask. How did you see me the first time? Maybe he was watching through your window and you just didn't know it.
Probably.
I'm not actually 100% sure. I don't have I don't mean it like that. I don't have a very large social media like presence, I have a Facebook that my wife makes me have just because I upload pictures of the family when we all get together. That's about it, But like Brian's forced me to get into Twitter and Facebook, and So I don't have a big online profile. I'm just here to play video games, and that's about it. But so I don't know where he came up with this idea, and I'm like, I don't know who this lady is, and until about a year ago, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. we're gonna have to ask him that if he gets in. By the way, he might be. We might be getting Brian in here shortly. He's running a little late, and if so, we're gonna have to ask him that question. Then we'll put him on the spot of that one. How did you discover Liz here? Who knows? Maybe he's seen your very first Twitch stream.
I don't know. It was a pretty awful one.
Well,
those sometimes are the best.
Is it? I think you might follow because you used to do like oh no, it's my child.
Oh no.
You do a lot of football stuff on Twitter, don't you? I'm assuming that's what it is.
That might be what it was.
So tell us about this. You're doing football stuff on Twitter.
I live tweet Eagles games.
That's what it is. Okay. I think I remember him saying something about that. I guess I don't follow football.
I'm actually a really, really nice person when it's not football season.
Well, so you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan then, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
So were you happy with this season then?
Obviously. I've waited for this season my entire life. So, yeah. It was worth the wait. This team was like lightning in a bottle.
Wow. William Pittman said, if I found Liz through a different name. Oh, they're calling you out now.
Uh-oh. Which one was that? Was that when I was Ginger McIrish?
Ginger McIrish.
Yeah, that was the last name that I used for a while on Twitter.
We'll see what they say on that.
It might have been that one.
That's all right. I think we've all had to switch names at some point. I have a Facebook account too, and I go under Captain Frugal. Then all of a sudden, somebody reported I had to use my real name, so now I'm Steve Rogers.
Ah,
that's what you get for that.
Yeah, I think I've been pretty small on the internet, so I've just been kind of rocking the same nihilist tag for I don't even know how long. It's been a long time.
I just do this for fun in the community. I get some help through Patreon, and those people have been absolutely really wonderful to me because I don't monetize the YouTube anyway because YouTube hates me.
Aww.
So, that's okay.
I think it's YouTube hates everyone right now.
Yeah, I think YouTube just doesn't like humans in general.
Yeah.
I tend to be a bit on the conservative side, and they don't tend to like that either. So call it.
I know it's. A lot of my favorite YouTube channels, like I watch a lot of gun reviews, man. It's one of my. I live in North Dakota. Okay. We get bored. There's a lot of flat land. We like to go shoot, right?
Right.
And then a lot of gun channels that I watch, I don't see videos for them anymore. Like one of my all-time favorite ones. I know the guy's not doing the videos, but they wiped his entire channel about a year ago, and there was probably about 70 some videos on there. So it's a little sad, but. I guess not much you can do.
So while we're waiting for Brian too, then let's talk since we got some, you guys in all this. Do you like zombies? Are you all zombie fans or not really? I love zombies personally.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge zombie fan. Like there was a point in my life where I watched so many zombie flicks in a row that I would have like slight hallucinations in my daily life about zombies. Like it got bad.
Slight hallucinations. What is a slight hallucination?
I was living with my brother and he had this weird townhome, and I woke up and I walked to the bedroom door and I grabbed the door handle, and as I grabbed it, I had this little flash that there was a zombie on the other side, and I got all paranoid and searched the entire house for zombies. All right. I binge watched zombie things for about a month straight, so I had to calm down. No, I love zombies though. I feel it's one of the most versatile enemies that you can have, and I don't see a way to actually put an end to zombie cult following, if you will. I don't see an end to it.
I love zombie stuff. Some people say they don't. I don't get it. My wife, she says she's not a big zombie fan, but she loves things like The Walking Dead and everything else. So it's like, maybe you're a bigger zombie fan than you realize. She likes Resident Evil too. So it's like,
my wife, she loves anything zombie. I think it's safe to say her favorite zombie flick is 28 Days and 28 Weeks Later.
Okay.
But she loves watching The Walking Dead. I don't like the TV show. I guess I started reading the comics. I'm just not a fan of the so soap opera-y. I get a little bored with it. However, I'll say this: Z Nation is a lot of fun. It's cheesy, but it's a lot of fun.
I've been meaning to watch that, so I'm gonna have to bump that up on something to see then quicker.
It starts out weird and kind of slow, and like I said, it's super cheesy, but I don't know, it's probably one of the more fun shows I have watched because they make light of the situation. It seems, kind of like what we try to do with our comic.
Right.
Yeah, I tend to like horror stuff, and I'm lucky. My wife loves horror movies. As long as somebody's getting killed, blown up, shot, tore to pieces, she's happy. So I'm like, yes. No Notebook for me.
No Notebook, right?
Perfect.
No. Never seen it. I don't plan on to. I did get forced to see Titanic before, and my response was when that guy drowned. I said that was the best part of the movie. And Leo went under. Yeah, I was like, yes, finally.
Yeah, I thought Titanic would have been a lot cooler when I was younger than it really was. I thought it was going to be a little more actiony.
Right.
I was so wrong. I was very
terrible.
wrong.
Then again, I guess there wasn't a whole lot of action on the Titanic until the action part. So
don't spoil the movie for people now.
I guess reading about it, I don't know. When I was young and I read about the Titanic, I thought it was a lot more action filled. I thought it was going to be a lot more catastrophic than it really. I mean, it was, but like, man, you put that into a movie, and
you know what it was missing?
Zombies.
Zombies. That's it.
That would be great. And Panic with Zombies. There's the new movie.
There it is.
That would be so much better. Make sure Leo dies in the first 4 minutes or something.
As soon as the iceberg tears into the side of the Titanic, it just starts dumping frozen zombies inside. That would have been wonderful.
Yeah.
How about you, Liz? Are you a zombie fan or not really? Or?
I am, but it's very hit or miss with me because it is kind of like an oversaturated market almost right now, where you have to weed through a lot. And I was not to go back to shill mode, but I think one of the things that I like most about what they're doing with the comic is like, yes, obviously there are zombies, but it's not really about that. It doesn't feel like all of that obviously comes out, but it's very neat what they're doing, and I like when there's more meat to it.
Yeah, I like how the protagonist clearly has mental problems, and I'm not saying crazy necessarily. She's going through a lot of stress, rough situations, bouncing back from being in a bad situation, and it clearly shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I'm Brian's a vet. I'm not, but I've always had a lot of military buddies. I actually have a coworker who I've had to rush him to the VA a couple times because he'd have just like this super bad PTSD breakdown at work. I mean, it's not fun for anyone. And so watching how Brian projects this ailment, I guess, if you will, how he puts it into the comic, it's spot on. It's exactly what I've seen from my friends, and it's a little sad. It's kind of heartbreaking,
Yeah, and it's a topic that you don't really see, especially in this medium, or like in entertainment, really in general, because it's so touchy, and it's I think is really well done, and it does it without being hand-holdy, where it's not over explaining things, but it's giving you just enough that you understand exactly what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely, there's a definite amount of you gotta read in between the lines a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to kind of understand how people are and how people act.
Yeah.
And just for anybody just popping in, it's not familiar what we're talking about. We're talking about this comic here, Rags. Okay, just so you can see that. And this person here is we're talking to right now. Okay, just so you know, so we can embarrass Liz there. Because as we said, that's Liz's face and her body, she said.
And my body.
And her body, that's right.
And her mother said so.
Yeah, she did. Kathy Finnegan can confirm.
We won't ask you your workout regimen or anything to maintain that. So I don't want to give it away because I've been told by Brian several times that, hey, there's some little hidden little things thrown into the book, little nods to stuff here
Oh,
and there.
yeah, the little Easter eggs and what
Easter
have you.
Yeah, and so I'm not going to mention because I know it seems like he really has a lot of fun with that. Though I will say I was pretty dumb and he had to explain a lot of them to me. So, but so saying, okay, I didn't see that at first. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, he's
Oh
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. I was just ridiculing myself. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's he's good. He's good at it. I mean, I've been seeing all this stuff as soon as it's like the rough draft. I've seen all of it, and sometimes I mean he slips them by me, man. He's good at it. He hides that stuff. He's a champ, and he gets excited. He's like, you find these Easter eggs, and you're getting a copy for free. I'll send it to you.
I felt stupid when I didn't think about the cover one. After they said that, I was like, oh, that makes sense. I have it on my shelf. A couple copies of it, actually. Got one for free. So.
Yeah, I grab mine and I'll occasionally go through them. I can't say any of them, but I do have a favorite. I'll say that. It's hilarious. It's so right there, and I don't want to I can't give it away, but
don't. Let's keep them in suspense.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
How about issue number 2? How's that coming along?
He's been throwing a few pages at me so far, and me and him were talking the other night, and he put into perspective of how big this area is that he's having the initial like encounter and the runaway from, and he put it into perspective, and man, it's huge, right? And so it just and how he's having like everything drawn out and how she looks when she finds like a spot to rest for a second. I mean, when you realize how long, I mean, let's just say it's roughly about 6 miles she has to run through, rocky streets that's past a salvage yard, and so who knows if there's naked and all that stuff. So it's really good, man. I feel there's a lot of pain put into it. I mean, she looks like she's in pain, and I feel bad. I feel bad. So I think he's only showed me like a couple pages so far, but I mean, they look fantastic. I'm excited. Really excited.
No, I really liked the first issue. I liked the coloring, how it was done and everything. I know some people didn't, but I like that style. And I noticed that you have a new colorist now for the next issue.
Yep, I did notice that too. I mean,
sorry. Do you know if the coloring style is going to remain the same for the next issue, or is it going to be a different style altogether? If you don't know, that's okay too, because it's still early in the early stages. I mean,
it's not necessarily that I don't know. I don't know if I mean, I kind of do, but I kind of don't. It's uncertain. I would say it's up in the air. I would prefer if it did, honestly, because I love it. I just I don't know. I feel like it adds more attention to what needs to be paid attention to.
That's what I thought too. I really liked that aspect of it. So.
Yeah.
Now, since I've got a bunch of gamers here, let's have a little fun game talk too. Actually, but before we get into the game talk, I'm getting hit about this in the comments. Liz, were you in a Sargon video? Any chance about Gamergate?
Maybe.
Okay,
I don't know.
Was evidently Tim.
I'm the worst. I'm like so disconnected from everything having to do with YouTube. I don't.
If she was, she doesn't recall. Fair enough.
I wasn't physically present for it. I don't know if I was talked about. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know either. So it was just getting mentioned in there. So what games are you guys playing right now?
Well, let's start with Liz's. I'm enthralled with these weird Jesus games she's playing. I think it's fantastic.
So I'm currently playing a couple of different biblical games. Which it's so funny because I'm not a religious person at all, but I'm playing all the Bible games, which is fine. Most of them are for stream. Some of them are for funsies. But I've got Super 3D Noah's Ark, which is Wolfenstein 3D, but it's reskinned. So instead of, fighting Nazis, you're putting animals on the ark to sleep as Noah.
Now that was on the Super Nintendo, correct?
That was yes. Yes, it was. And it was actually an unlicensed game.
Right.
So what they did was like kind of similar to the game Genie, where you had to put in a licensed or approved Super Nintendo cartridge on top to override it because they had started locking it out.
Right.
With the Super Nintendo. So it was actually like a hack cartridge.
Now, are you playing it on emulation then?
I think that was Noah's Ark. Was that? No. So they re-released it on Steam.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta look this up.
Yeah, they did. The other one is Spiritual Warfare. That one is on an emulator.
Okay.
And that's basically, and again, it's like a reskin Zelda. Very Zelda style, but you play as a ginger who throws fruit at people. And then you turn them into gingers in order to steal their souls, basically. That's what's happening. And you're on a quest to turn everybody into a ginger until you get to the final boss, which is Satan. and then you fight Satan. And then you beat him. Just like in the Bible.
Just like in the Bible. I don't think they finished it out that way. I can't remember.
As a faith-based man, I might have to check into these games.
Yeah, I should. And then the last one is Fist of Jesus.
Fist of Jesus. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it sounds like a Kung Fu Jesus game.
Kind of a little bit. Yeah, and that's Jesus and Judas are teamed up to fight zombies, actually. And there's some like really like fantastic like finishers in there. Where like you can rip a guy's heart out, and it's just very like exciting seeing Jesus holding a zombie's heart.
Does he flip tables?
Those moves
too?
are called divine punishments.
Divine
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
It's amazing what people make.
I know.
That is awesome. David Deister said, "Notice me, Frugal Senpai." Which I have to be reminded again. What does senpai mean? I forgot.
Senpai is beyond definition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're not sussing the weeb out of me. We're not doing this. I leave that in the dark part of me. All right.
Sorry for ginger.
Now, does weeb mean you're a manga fan? I don't. Okay, I'm pretty ignorant still in that area.
I hide it. I'm 20.
Except for this live stream where you're admitting to everybody.
All right, we got to start over. Cancel this.
Cut that out. We'll edit that part out.
Yeah, there we go.
We'll talk about weightlifting in the edited cut.
There you go.
Perfect. Yeah, I bench like 700 is what it is.
Yeah, I do 400 push-ups, one-handed each.
One-handed, I clap in between each one too.
Yeah.
No, that's a side of me I don't really let out too much, but I get called out on it still. But it's all right, I guess. I'm
not picking on you. I don't know enough about it to pick anyway. So what games are you playing right now?
I'm in a limbo state because when was it? A couple months ago, I think it was February 1st. CD Projekt Red's page for Cyberpunk 2077 said beep, and all I've been able to think about is Cyberpunk. That's it. That's all that's on my mind. So I started playing World of Warcraft again to buy some time because, man, CD Projekt Red just makes such fantastic games. I've beat The Witcher. Well, I've only beat The Witcher like twice, but I mean each gameplay is like 100 hours. So
yeah, I'm currently on my third playthrough of it, and I think I'm like 200 hours into that because I'm like, I want this to last forever.
I was gonna ask, is that a medallion tattoo on your arm?
Yes.
That is wonderful. I am so jealous. That is fantastic.
It should be. My artist is so good.
I'm so excited. That's all I've been thinking about. Yeah. And other than that, I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild. I picked up a Switch. I think it's the greatest thing on the planet besides my computer. But Zelda Breath of the Wild it's just so much fun. I've been playing that. I don't really have a overly dedicated game at the moment, I guess. Just kind of waiting for a few games to come out, more or less, at the moment.
Like Red Dead?
Oh, that Red Dead Redemption 2?
I don't own a PlayStation. I don't own any other consoles other than my Switch. I was a little let down they're not releasing it on PC, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. They didn't with the first one either. It was really sad.
They're a bunch of jerks.
It's an
Yeah.
awesome
Even
game.
when they do decide to release games on PC, it's like so much later.
It is.
Yeah.
Like GTA was definitely one of them. I took year, 2 years for it to finally come out on PC, so
I don't like that.
gets a little frustrating, but I don't know, man. I don't like sitting on my couch. I don't like controllers. I got big hands. Controllers bother me, you know. I got this
Yeah.
huge keyboard, and that's perfect for me.
I don't play a lot of the real long time consuming games. I just don't have time. I mean, for example, I have Skyrim still sitting here not played because I'm afraid if I start it, I'm never gonna have time to finish it.
Yeah.
Well, luckily for you, nobody finishes Skyrim or
That's
any
true.
other Elder Scroll game, so
Oh, okay.
And
That's good to
even
know.
if you did somehow manage to do it, like they'll release a new version of it
yeah.
in like 2 weeks. So
I'm waiting for that fridge version, you
I
know.
know.
I'm playing right now Doom the BFD edition, Doom 3 the BFG edition. I'm sorry, and I've already beat Doom 1. I beat Doom 2. I beat Doom 3, and there was 2 expansion packs on that. Like one was the Lost Levels or something like that. I beat one of those, and then a Lost Mission or whatever. And I'm near the end. I'm actually on the last level of that. I'm probably right at the boss, and I haven't played it in 3 weeks because I keep ended up playing Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare with my with little Frugal.
That's
Which
funny.
is actually a good shooter game, really.
Yeah, no, my wife and my daughter play Plant vs. Zombie all the time. I don't get into that stuff. I mean, she'll sit down and play Fortnite with me. I'll occasionally play that, but
Nice.
Well, he plays the Plants vs. Zombies, but this is Garden Warfare. It's like playing Call of Duty, but with plants and zombies.
oh, okay. Yeah. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, so we've been doing that one. Sometimes we'll play together on the same team, and sometimes we'll shoot at each other, with different teams. And but when you're playing, you select a plant, the other you select some zombie, and you kill each other. So it's pretty wonderful.
I see that here. I've never. Oh wow, I'm a little out of touch apparently. Yeah, I just looked this up. That's funny. Yeah,
he absolutely loves. We don't have the new one. That's on the new systems. We don't have any of the new ones. So the most current recent we have is Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. So.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I don't find. I mean, I think the Switch is probably the first console I bought. Excuse me. That's probably the first console, if you'll call it that, I bought in, and I don't know, 7-8 years. On that, I just upgrade my computers and keep everything done on that.
PC is so much better.
Everyone rubs that in on me. It's like, yes, I hear that. My PC isn't super powered to do that. So I just get the consoles cheap and then keep them. I mean, I still have a Commodore 64 over there, for crying out loud.
Nice.
I wish I still had my PlayStation that we got back in '97. My stepfather bought a original PlayStation just for the release of Final Fantasy VII, and I still wish I had that one.
I have the PlayStation right over there too.
Oh,
that's next to my Genesis, Super Nintendo, and Atari 7800.
Jeez.
And then I have a whole bunch of them behind me: the GameCube, regular Nintendo 64. We have a Dreamcast hooked up over there, and a computer, but it's not a high-end computer for souped-up games. So,
gotcha. Yeah, I just think we need to take a second to talk about GameCube. And did you ever play Wind Waker on GameCube?
Who you asking?
Either one of you.
Yes.
I loved Wind Waker.
I haven't played it yet.
I feel like a lot of people hate on Wind Waker.
No, you know what? Honestly, I was convinced I was going to hate it based entirely on appearance from the art style. I was convinced I was going to hate it. I was very against it, but I am such a Zelda nerd that even with that idea, I was still going to play it anyway. So I went in with like the lowest of expectations, and it ended up being one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah, it was.
Down.
It was absolutely fantastic. I think actually the whole cell shade, I thought it was gorgeous. That's what
it actually worked. Yeah,
it worked so well.
I guess I should be embarrassed to say this, but we have most of the Zelda games. I've only played and beat one of them, and that's the first one, and that was just recently.
What?
You get going. What are you doing?
Oh
I
my
told you I
gosh,
have a
are you
huge
serious?
backlog of games. Huge.
That is the saddest thing.
That's
Yeah,
dating back to the early 2000s, your backlog.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I just beat Sonic last year. So, and I
Yeah,
think
that's
that Mega
beyond
Man
the
last.
early 2000s if he only played the first one. Like
Yeah, I'm behind.
boy, you're way behind.
Oh,
But
jeez. Yeah,
I mean, I have
suppose.
a ton of games though. It's just I usually play one at a time until I beat it, and I'm pretty quick at beating them if I have enough time. But time is of the essence. So yeah, we have the Wind Waker and a whole bunch of other ones. There just haven't gotten them to them yet.
Oh
Yeah,
my
still.
goodness. So I have an entire sleeve, half sleeve, I guess, so far, on my left arm that's all just Ocarina of Time.
Prove it.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I can do this without flashing anybody. Hold on.
You don't have to show anything if you
Hold
don't.
on. No, oh wait, I have a shirt under this?
Wow.
Oh, I can. There it is. Hold on a second, Lay. Yeah, go ahead.
There you
You
go.
don't have to ask permission for that. So there it is. I forgot
That's
I had a
awesome.
shirt on. Awesome. It's like I was
Thank
prepared
goodness.
for this. My daughter just walked in and asked for permission to brush her teeth.
Yeah, I heard that. My daughter, I have to blackjack her to knock her out, drag her to the bathroom, and rig her up to the sink to get her to brush her teeth, man.
So the thing with Layla is, so she's 6 and she has very high functioning autism, but she gets very obsessive about some things, and
Oh, yeah.
more recently, that is oral hygiene, to the point where she brushes like so frequently and so hard that I'm actually worried that she's
Oh,
going
yeah.
to do damage to her
Mhm.
mouth. So
Yeah, that's pretty interesting because my daughter,
you
she
weirdly
just
have to
turned.
monitor her oral hygiene.
My daughter, she just turned 7, and she is also a high functioning autism. And that
Okay.
whole obsession thing, man, there are days that
Yeah.
is breaking. Some days, like
Yep.
her big obsession now, which is honestly, it's pretty nice because she jacked my iPad, and she loves to watch YouTube channels about gaming, right? So
Okay.
that's why she gets excited about like when I play Fortnite and stuff. But like, man, if we have to go do something and it's slightly breaking routine,
hmm
that is we go to World War III at times because
Yeah.
she didn't like it, man. That obsession they build is,
It's
man.
insane. Like we have her because she gets, like we're saying, obsessive, and she has like a schedule for hairstyles
Yeah. Oh
where on
yeah.
certain days she has to have pigtails, and on certain days she has to have a ponytail. But on this day the ponytail has to be high, and on this day it has to be low, and on this day it has to have a braid. And God forbid she cannot find a hair tie.
Oh man. Yeah, I know how that goes. My
I
daughter's
have
like that with
had to
shirts.
call this child out of school before because I could not find a hair tie, and she was so fucked up over it that I could not, in good conscience, send her to school.
Yeah, no, I know. We've had a few days like that where she just, she obsesses about one thing so hard, and then if it doesn't, if we're not able to fulfill that obsession almost, especially before school, there's days where it's like, yo, we can't,
Right.
we can't do this. It's going to be a burden on the teacher. I mean, she's gotten a lot better. The school's been working with her about 1,000 times%. We had to hold her back a year
Okay.
because of the schools just weren't prepared for it where I'm at.
Right, right.
And so this year they've jumped on the ball and they're doing a lot better this year. But I mean it's rough. There's days where that obsession is
hmm
it's break as a parent, it's breaking. That is spirit
Yeah.
breaking.
Yeah. And every once in a while I feel guilty saying this, but not today and not usually, but like, oh my God, it breaks me too.
Yeah, it's
Like, and
it
I
gets
feel very guilty saying that because obviously what I'm going through is a fraction of what she's going through. But it's like, oh my God, I can't tell you how many trips I take to the bathroom when I don't have to pee just to have like that 30 seconds of peace.
oh no, yeah, no, I get it. Like I'm at work. I'm at work and my wife, we don't want to break routine as of yet. We want my daughter to get a better foundation and a better like handle on her autism and stuff. So right now we're holding off. So she doesn't work. She stays home with her all day.
Yeah.
And man, there's days where she's just like, I'm just gonna go to the bedroom when you get home. I'm like, yeah, dude. I mean, I get it. I'm home for a few hours at night, and there's nights where I'm just like, dude, you need to go to your bedroom.
Yeah.
What can I buy you to make you calm down? Like, can we just do that real quick? Because
because it's yours. It's like carte blanche right now. Whatever you want.
Whatever, and it sounds awful saying it, but like especially with me, like I said before, I'm very introverted. So like all of a sudden I got this little girl that's about half my height. I mean, she's angry. Like, what do I do? Can't fight her, It's I don't know how to handle it all the time. It's rough.
Oh God.
Well, being a parent, it's challenging, and Liz, like you said, is not guilty to need to de-stress a little bit, because kids can add a lot of burden and as well as a lot of joy, and it adds a lot of stress. And if it wasn't stressing you like that, it'd probably be more cause for concern. It's because you really care.
Right.
I think that's a wonderful thing to see. So sounds like you're really holding it together and getting through a lot. The toughness. I can't say I go through that, so I don't know what that's like. I just know that I have 2 kids, and they're both a constant battery.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had mine a little later than most people do, late stage in life here, and I tell you, it's like, holy crap. It takes all my energy out of me, just to try to keep a little bit.
I mean, I was 21. I was 21 when my wife was 22. I was 21 when we had our daughter. I mean, yeah, I'm honestly, I'm kind of glad we did it when we were young.
Yeah.
That way when I'm just rounding 40, I'm like, get out.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's what
Get
I
out
did.
of
I waited.
Italy.
You add 20 years to yours, and there's me.
Oh, jeez, yeah. So 60 rolls around, you're like, get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. That's the truth. Yeah. I was just calling with little Frugal the other night. He was playing Plants vs. Zombies or Garden Warfare or something like that. I was just sitting there cuddling him, tired, and I looked at him and I said, I'm going to sure miss this when you get older. You're not going to want to cuddle me anymore. He's like, oh, Dad, I'll cuddle you always. And I'm thinking, no, you won't.
Liar.
A few more years, you're going to be done with me.
Yeah,
that's take this head off. I'm like burning up. Hold on.
That's been a huge thing for me, because like my daughter, when she was younger, she was a total daddy's girl, right? Mm-hmm. She got sick, she came to me, and I'd just hold her. We'd just sit and watch TV all night. She got hurt, she'd come to me, but like, man, now she's really starting to develop her own personality, and now that she is. All I can see in her is a young me, right? And I didn't want to be around anyone when I was a kid. And so, like,
hang on. Turn off, phone. Sorry about that. As you see, I'm really technically powerful there. I can't even come out.
But, like, I'll go into a room and be like, hey, sweetheart, are you hungry? She's like, no. I'm like, you want to watch TV or you want to play a game? She's like, no, please leave. I'm like, all right.
But that's the one that, like, I envy that in Layla, where if I ask her about something and she doesn't want to talk about it, she'll just go 0% talking.
0% talking.
Like, I wish I could so efficiently and effectively communicate anything to anybody like this child can with just that little bit.
All right, guys, I have to stop and mention that Brian has joined us, and remember, we have a question for him. Hi, Brian.
Uh-oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Uh-oh.
Hi, everybody. Sorry
Hi.
I'm late. 1, traffic sucked, and 2, my boss wanted to go have a beer, and when a former Navy SEAL says, hey, let's go have a beer, you go have that beer.
You do it. You have that beer, and you pay for that beer.
That's right.
No, he beat up the bartender for that beer.
Hey.
Excellent. Perfect.
Yeah, Brian, we have a very big burning question for you.
What's that?
And we were trying to figure out
Hang
How
on,
do
hang
you-
on. What's this Wii stuff? All right, no, I don't got this question.
What did you set me up for?
How did you find out about Liz here? Because she said she thought you found her before she was doing Twitch and things. So
No,
we were wondering
we
if
had
you
this
found her staring through her window or what.
We had this conversation when you were out here.
We didn't really have the conversation though. Like, what was the first thing?
Your meme, your meme that gets everywhere.
Was that it?
You
was
and
the
your
mug.
cup.
It was
You
the
and your
mug.
mug. That was the first time.
That was the first one.
That was the
So
first
you were
one.
discovered from a meme.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so bit of backstory here. I got out of active duty army. God, about 2014, Trent.
Was it 14? I thought, 14 or 15.
Yeah, it was 14. Yeah, it was 14. So just after I got off of active duty, and I was just floating around for a couple months because I just had money to spare. Gamergate kind of kicked off, and that was the thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And for a little bit there, I was kind of wandering, didn't really have a mission in life, if you will. So I kind of snagged aboard that hype train. And then I remember seeing Liz just BTFO this feminist talking about, oh, I'm about to bathe in some male tears right now. I'm about to do all this stuff. And then she just posts with her mug, like, that says, that means semen. I was just dying. It's like, I'm going to follow this person.
My
They
God.
should post on a whole different level. So
What was this mug again? I haven't seen
I
this
have
one.
it right here. Hold on. It's sitting on my windowsill over my desk holding change. So. Oh.
Oh, wow. That is wonderful.
No, there's more to this story. I have to tell. So the way that this happens was I had seen the meme going around. And I was like, okay, I have to make this cup. So it was September that I got it in my head that I was going to make this cup. So I spent actual American dollars on this thing. And I ordered it from a website. So there was a person who actually had to like make and package and send this to me with no context surrounding it. So I wished to be a fly on the wall, right? But I had it sent to me and then I waited because I knew that there would be like that perfect moment where I could use it on the perfect person. And that moment came like 6 months later in the form of the Huffington Post women's editor. And I was like, this is her. This is my person.
I found the meme too. This is
and I think that was actually one of the first pictures I had drawn up. And sent to you.
oh, that's
like, oh hey.
meme from that's hilarious.
Yes, and then I did it in a 16-bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Uh,
all right.
I've still got to see
hilarious.
these.
I'll ask as you shall receive. I'm gonna DM these to you.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was just gonna do it. Hang on.
I'll look forward to seeing these. I'll check them out later.
I might have just
So-
spammed Brian's phone about 40 times with it laughing. There you go. DM'd it to you to Twitter.
Thank you. And so via this, you said I have to have this person's face in my comic. Right?
Oh God, no! You guys are gonna make me no. I refuse to answer this question, Your Honor. I plead the fifth.
Was that what it was? Was it
That's
my
your
semen mug?
I just wanted your semen in me. That's all.
I'm looking at the picture now. I will say you have quite the look on your face. Sir.
I was very pleased with myself.
That is wonderful.
Yeah. And that mug meme is actually, I had that redone into the Regina Vergasky variant that does the sipping.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's kind of like my little nod to that meme way back when.
That's on my Be Right Back screen on Twitch.
Yes, it is. I was gonna say.
Yep.
So are you going to work that meme into the comic book then? For the next
I thought about it. There's so much stuff that I really want to do with this comic, but personally, I think if I go beyond this first arc, my head's gonna swell, and I'm gonna
Oh, you're breaking up.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, you're breaking up. We can't hear you very well.
I said I wanted to. You said I wanted to, but
We can't hear you, buddy.
I hate my mic.
Yeah, you're breaking up. We can't understand anything. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Maybe unplug, replug in. Sometimes that helps. It's not one of my live streams if there's not technical difficulties. It's like there's always something.
I can relate. I had to spend like half an hour trying to see if Thieves to work the other night.
Oh yeah, I stopped in and I was like, all right, I'm actually bored.
I know. I know. I don't blame you. I was also actually bored.
It was the equipment and things don't work. You know?
It was actually like I said, I've been really sick and I've been going to bed early.
How about now?
Oh, much better.
Okay, need to change this.
Sorry about that. But yeah, it's always technical stuff with this. I got this breakout box and a better mic and all that, and I can use it on everything but YouTube. I ever do YouTube, it doesn't work right.
Well, this mic, it's one of those things where if I move it away from my mouth, it doesn't work. But if it's too close to my mouth, then Trent yells at me.
Well, don't put that evil on me first.
Anywho, like I was saying is, I did plan to have some more Liz nods in the comic as much as I possibly can. But if I go past this first arc, I think my head will get big and I'll become those, which I hate. So I think I'll do like a one and done. See if there's any demand for the Justin Bieber arc, and then we'll go from there.
If this all leads up to the cocaine yacht, we'll do more. You know.
Oh, definitely.
Oh. Definitely. Will I get invited?
Oh, absolutely. We got hot tubs full of cocaine, right?
Aerated.
Okay.
Aerated cocaine. It looks like water. You think it's like a hot tub of milk? No, it's Coke.
So, speaking of hitting it big and all that, congratulations. You want to mention the your comic and what you've got picked up by, so in case anybody doesn't know about that.
Oh yeah, we just got picked up by Antarctic Press out of the blue.
Yep.
That was gnarly. Little backstory on them. I used to read Antarctic Press as a kid, and I had always told myself, one day I'm going to publish something under Antarctic Press. And so when they made the offer, I was like, yeah, sure, I'm on it. Yeah, I don't care. So I just kind of went with it.
So if you're going to do conventions, are you going to have Liz doing signings too?
Yeah.
Oh,
no one wants my signature, but I will be dressed for the occasion.
You'll be there in a onesie?
Speaking of, you owe me your signature.
I do.
We got to interrupt real quick. It's official. The not only is her face the model of our main character, her body is officially now the model too. So
yeah.
Oh well, in that case, I'm gonna need some additional references.
I was saying earlier, so I had gotten all of the comics that you sent me, and of course the first thing I did is like, oh, I have to show my mom, and she was just tickled by it. But she was her one issue with it was that on the front of the comic, where everyone's name is, it says Liz Finnegan's face. And she's like, no, it should say and body. I was like, but Mom, that's not my body. And she's like, no one needs to know this. You need to take credit for this. It's like, all right, Mom.
Just so you know, Liz, in the comments, several people are saying they want your signature on the comic book.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
You
guys need to shoot higher, but sure.
They probably want the whole crew. That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
They want you to sign the centerfold part, I think.
Oh, okay. Right next to my body.
Wait, what?
I'm just making stuff up now.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, if you haven't already bought the physical copy, you definitely need to do that. Mr. Geiger said do a photo cover.
Photo cover.
Yeah, where you actually do.
All right, Liz, I'm gonna need you to get your best bikini.
What? No, we got it. We got to go tactical
We have to do
onesie,
the
bro.
tactical
Yeah, gotta go
onesie.
tactical
I already
onesie.
have all of the pieces.
Yeah, I agree for that. You'd have to go tactical onesie. All the guys are probably hating me right now. We hope you die.
Then I guess I have one piece of equipment I need to send you still. I have to source that.
Plate carrier?
Nah, I got her the plate carrier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's dank as hell.
Who do you think I is?
Yeah.
You know I don't do halvesies on anything. It's either all in or nothing.
Yeah.
Did you get the gun yet?
No, I need to
The
find her
Tabor?
a good. I need to get her a good replica G36.
Why a
Dude,
replica?
I could buy a G36 here. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. Why the replica?
Well, I'm pretty sure there's issues about shipping weapons across state lines and.
That's
Oh, wait.
a good
Only
point.
to California.
Trent, I'm gonna need you to summon your ancestors.
Dude, oh my god. I know, dude. How wild is that, right? So my just a quick backstory of my family. My mom has always kind of like just made a joke that we're like 5th generation anarchists, right? And that my father, his father, etc., have all gone to prison for like tax evasion and conspiring. Well, me and my brother were doing some digging into this, and it turns out that conspiring charge was it was actually gun smuggling is what it was. They couldn't actually land him with trafficking, so they hit him with conspiring. So apparently Brian wants me to start smuggling for him.
It's
Well,
what
who
you
doesn't have a gun runner in their family? I mean,
I do.
I do. Well, he's in prison now, but I
Apparently this is like the lifeblood of America. I didn't know
Yes.
that.
Yeah, I mean, this is America. If not now, then when? If not this, then what?
I might as well just join the family business, I guess.
But there you go. You guys all need to meet up, and you do a photo shoot with her with the gun and the tactical onesie. You also record video on it, and you put that video up. It's a promotional tool.
There it is.
Well, I guess Trent, you pulled the short straw for being the Asian chick.
Oh, I mean, dude, I'm 6'3". I don't know how I'm gonna pull that off.
Just kneel down.
Just channel your
It'll
inner
be fine.
No, we're not talking about this. I already said that.
Just put your shoes on the floor and put your knees in them. There you go.
Oh boy. Trying to get it out of me. It's not gonna happen.
Happen. I bring out the best in you.
That's true.
But you guys all did a great job working together, and I think it sounds like you get along really well, and I think that's awesome. And I don't think I'm the only one. You and everybody in the comments, you want to see issue 2, right? Sooner than later. And matter of fact, while we're hitting you up with that, do you have any questions you want me to want to ask them? Let's keep this open a little bit. Just be nice. Let's not ask her to take her shirt off or anything.
I have a
We've
shirt
already-
before the shirt, so we
Well, yeah, a
discovered
few
that.
people were sad
Everybody
about that.
established that,
Oh,
yeah.
just like at Disneyland.
Oh God.
It sounds like we got another story here.
Oh.
Oh, we'll save that one for later.
Oh, too embarrassing. Look.
No, it wasn't embarrassed. It just he got me a shirt with me on it.
Mhm.
But it had a bad word and I didn't realize it. So when I got the shirt, I was like, I have to put this on immediately. And then we tried to walk into Disneyland.
Oh.
And they're like, you can't wear that here. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is fine. Like,
It's just a
it's like,
Christmas
fine, I'll put my
shirt.
hoodie on. And I put my hoodie on and it was a V hoodie. And then all you could see was the word fuck. And it's like, yeah, is that better? And it wasn't.
Oh, man.
You're probably not the best for Disney.
Yeah, they'll get over it.
Kids get corrupted anyway.
Jeez.
So maybe you'll be able to answer this question about Brian about the coloring. As we already mentioned, you got the new colorist, so congratulations on that.
Oh
And
yeah,
it sounds like
Cappuccino is awesome.
And
Yeah.
we were talking, and Trent said it sounds like you're going to try to keep the same coloring style. You think? I don't want to put words in.
Yes, we're gonna try to stick with the same style that we're going moving forward, which was why it was really important that we got someone who could mimic the style of the old colorist. But I will say that it's not going to stay black and white. the entire time, you'll see what happens in issue 2, what we're going to be doing with it.
Oh,
And I think everybody's going to like what we're actually doing with it.
awesome.
Yes.
So, how long do you think it's going to take you to make this, or when do you think it's going to come out? How about that?
So, okay, so kind of just backtrack this. This was kind of like a side project just to see if we could pull it off, you know? There was really no plan. We just planned to do like, oh, we'll do the teasers, see if that makes us any money. If that makes us some money, we'll do the next one. And then, you know, it just started gaining steam and becoming its own thing. So after Antarctic picked us up, it's like, well, now we have to finish everything. And I can't just do a couple issues. So now I'm just on the hook for now I'm on the hook for 7 issues. So I have to get this all done now.
And I don't want to ask in things you're not allowed to give. Then is your deadlines already all set up and the timeline you have to get this done? And
yes, we have a deadline, we have a timeline, and the good news is that we're gonna have enough time to get everything done and completed the way we want to. The bad news is for everybody is that this is gonna end up being in a way a relaunch. So
yeah,
we're gonna have to push back our initial release schedule from we'll get it done when we get it done to all right, we got a set timeline. We actually gotta meet some deadlines here and get things done in a quick, fast, and a hurry. I hope that doesn't make the art suffer because a lot of that, like with issue 1, what took issue 1 a long time to get out is I'm a stickler for attention to detail.
oh yeah.
I don't know.
I love the detail.
No,
Oh,
you.
thank you. Oh, just a little
Shut up.
bit. Just a little bit.
Nah.
Tiny.
And that's
Like
one of the
we just
reasons
really
he
have to
needs-
get Liz's face just right.
right, and that's why he needs more photo references as well.
Yes. You have
Why?
one job on this show. Look, I want to make your mom proud. You don't want to you don't want her to be
Now you said you're going to relaunch it, so
Yes,
is there going to be a new number 1 then? And
it's gonna be a new-ish number 1, but you've honestly already seen the content. The only thing that's gonna be original is going to be issue 2 moving forward. So basically, issue 1 is going to be the prologue and issue 1, and then that's going to give us enough breathing room to get issue 2 complete, and then 3 and 4 and so on and so forth.
awesome.
So where initially like the covers were just going to be like, you know, our logo and then the bunny skull, then a number, and then we just release it whenever. Now this is going to have the Antarctic logo and the Antarctic print and barcodes. Getting the barcode.
Barcodes. We're getting barcodes.
You're getting
I didn't even
legit.
thought about that. Wow.
We're like, it's official.
That's
Right.
Get
right.
the IPSCN number.
Hashtag Regs went pro, right?
Right?
I'm gonna
The
get
one
that
thing I'd like to-
barcode tattooed on me.
Issue 1 right across your forearm. Oh, the
Yeah.
back of your head, Hitman style.
That's where it's going.
Now, one thing I'd like to mention, and somebody mentioned this in the comments, and I agree. I think a lot of people really appreciated this is that you really, you embraced feedback. You asked a lot of questions. You were listening to what you believe the fan base, the customer base was wanting. And I think that really meant a lot to them, and how you communicate with people in a professional manner and things. I think that's really meaning a lot to people. And I think that was absolutely brilliant move right now, especially today when we have a comic book industry that a large portion of them feel like it's better to tell you to F off and not buy their book than actually maybe listen to what you might want to buy.
Yeah.
Well, considering, I'm doing this out of pocket, and even though it's really not about the money, technically it is about the money. So you kind of want to push your units. And the last thing you want to do is when you're a broke guy living out of his parents' garage is piss off the people that you're trying to sell stuff to. So you have to kind of be open to feedback. You got to be open to take some shots and just what is that you always say, Trent? Be like water.
Yeah, man, be like water, dude. You keep on flowing, don't get stagnant in it. And there's been times where we start puddling, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
keep
anytime
going,
we
man.
post on Imager,
oh,
anytime we
dude.
post on Reddit or 4chan, I just get sad.
Not the fortune. Honestly, when I was braving 4chan in their comic section, it wasn't bad. I'll be honest. That's where I think we got a lot of good feedback on. There were a couple people who were just like, "Oh, this is oversaturated." I was like, "Shut up!" Right? But dude, Imager and like Reddit, it's so hive mindy, right? It's just and like when you try to break the mold with something, all it is just cynical dickheads, and it's hard, man. There was one guy who called me standoffish because I told somebody to look past the front cover. I'm like, how is that standoffish? I'm just, dude, just open it. It's you can look at the store site of the comic one issue 1, and you can see a good portion of the comic. Just there, you just hit one button and you're on to the first page. But people just refuse.
If you just look at the first couple pages, you're not going to get a true image of the comic book. I mean, this character has depth. Clearly, it has a lot of depth. If people don't actually give it a chance, they're not going to see that. They're just going to say, "Okay, there's a half-naked chick on the cover," you know, or in my case, was covered with bunnies, and there's just naked, whatever.
I know. I've gotten kicked out of like 15 different author groups.
Yep.
On Facebook just for sharing, and people just can't. People just can't get past the cover art, and it kills me. It kills me so much.
Well, look at the extremes you go from naked to onesie.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is nobody wants to take the time to get to the onesie. The tactical onesie is such a wonderful thing. It's all about the
journey. It's like, you know, I don't necessarily particularly care one way or the other how characters are dressed as long as it's interesting and visually appealing to me. But like, if you really think about it, as far as like comic characters, heroes go, like I'm in something I can actually fucking move in.
Yeah, right. And like
that was the thought process going in.
So realistic. Like I can absolutely fight somebody in this, and it won't split a seam or
that's
something.
You know, we put a lot of thought into that, and like even you know to the quest to the onesie. I mean, we put a lot of effort into. Like we started off originally that she just ran around in a blanket, and I was like, nah, that seems a little too. You know, I just want to see somebody naked. I was like, no, let's get creative. Yeah. I was like, let's get creative in this. Like, she finds, you know, a bikini top, and that's all she could find. But as she's running, some shambler just grabs the back straps and rips it off. Well, what do you know? She's topless again, you know? So it's silly. It seems silly and immature, but damn it, we put a lot of thought into this.
So much.
And I mean, the idea behind it isn't like, oh, look, boobies. It's like you're not always going to be in the ideal situation when the zombies come. Like, there are going to be naked people, and we're not going to stop and be like, oh, okay, well, let me go pack a bag. Like,
that is on the spot. I got accused because Regina is obviously a Marine Corps veteran,
right?
And I got accused of there's no way a Marine would ever enter a combat station unprepared like that. And me, having been to Iraq 3 times and a veteran myself, called bullshit. I mean, my friend Angel, she I love the story. She was sunbathing on the top of her chew, and we took incoming, and she had to hop off that chew, and she lost her bikini top coming off that chew just to run into the bunker. And then there was a second time where she had just gotten into the shower, and again, we're just taking incoming left and right, and it was taking it hard, and she just bolted from there, just butt naked, sliding across rocks, and it's like a lot of the story of Regina's backstory is actually based off of either people I know that have experienced these things or things I've actually seen and dealt with. One of my favorite things that Captain Frugal said on one of his reviews was, this argument in this vehicle sounds like it's an actual real argument. That's because it was an actual real argument that I sat through and was a part of.
I think that was
the one that he said.
The argument did?
Yeah. Remember?
Wait.
Like, oh, that hit home.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it did. No, I know what you're talking about. I was gonna say, I think Frugal was one of the first to review it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I remember watching it, dude. I was so amped. I was like, I can't believe somebody on YouTube is reviewing this, I was like, what the fuck did we do? I was like, how do we do this exactly? Like,
And how do we do it again? Like, what the
How do we recreate this magic?
Well,
yes.
I like comic books, and I like the community, and I like to share. I mean, I'm easygoing. So
yeah, it's fantastic, man. I've been just super stoked about this. You know, like it's still wild. It's still just completely surreal to me. Brian will be like, dude, somebody just reviewed this, and I read this article about it. I'm like, what the? People are talking about me and Brian. Like, we're just two idiots who met online playing World of Warcraft together. Like,
No, don't talk about my dark days.
no,
we already did.
We already
already
covered
did.
that before you got
already
here.
did. You
You're
didn't have to be here for it.
Ah.
Yeah.
It was only good stuff. We didn't talk bad about it.
Wildstar?
No, I didn't play that crap with you. Get out of here.
All right, cool. We'll skip that. We'll skip that then.
But you know, like I really appreciate that you said that actually came from a real argument. That's cool. And bad that you had to sit through that, but so hopefully she didn't really rip her clothes off and getting all mad at you.
Well,
Oh, okay.
You lucky dog.
It was actually
it wasn't
it was
lucky.
actually-
No, it was my two friends that were having
I'm
this
so
argument.
angry. Unzip.
It was actually me and Brian. We got into the argument, and I just started derobing in front of him. I was like, I'm so mad.
Oh, it's disgusting, like a muffin.
Yeah.
Half muffin. Ugh.
Melted silly putty.
You know, you talk about the realism of it too. My luck, the zombie outbreak would come and zombies would bust in right while I'm on the toilet. You know,
Oh, yeah. Always when you're least expecting it.
exactly.
Yeah. See, unlike Brian, I live in, like I said, I'm in North Dakota. Everybody's got a gun. I'm not too scared about a zombie apocalypse up here.
Oh, California's so screwed.
You are so screwed.
Are we really gonna miss that much? Yeah,
not
I'm
really.
not.
Yeah, not really.
I'm in the
Sorry,
north. I don't-
California. I was just joking with you. I'm
Not
gonna get a lot
not
of
gonna
hate
lie,
mail.
I'd be too excited.
All the people in California are all now pissed off me. Frugal can die.
I live here and I hate it. I showed Trent the other night just the areas that I was actually talking about where everything happened, and I live pretty much like on the border.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
pretty much.
dense, dude. It's like you look at a satellite image of Fargo versus just like a suburb of where he is kind of near. Like, dude, those suburbs are like double to triple the size of Fargo, man. It's wild. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I don't get how people can live like that's way too many people in one spot.
I
But
hate
it's
the city.
It's super dense, man. And like I was saying earlier, the perspective he put it in is like just kind of showing me some satellite images of the area. I mean, it makes it easy to see how that type of destruction could be so, widespread so fast, especially with that many people in such a condensed area. It's wild.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it doesn't seem like people just have a lot of nice comments and stuff, but I don't see a whole lot of questions. So did you guys want to share anything, any new upcoming things, projects you're working on or anything, promote them while you have the opportunity?
Projects? We just have this. We're a one-trick pony, I guess.
Well, that's a big project. Let's be honest here.
Well, one-trick unicorn.
One trick unicorn. There we go.
It's a big project. You got a lot coming. This is all coming new to you. It's probably going. I'm guessing it seems like it's rushing in so fast.
It is.
It's
Like, I I don't even know where to begin. This is just like a thing to see if we could do it. Because a lot of what people like to do is like to say like, oh, this game over here sucks, gaming medium sucks, or this book sucks, or this movie sucks, or this comic sucks. And Trent and I were pretty much the type, well, if we're gonna complain about, let's just see if we could do it better,
right.
or make the attempt. And we tried with this just to say like, hey, we got something that's not Marvel, it's not DC, it's different. We kind of did our own thing. If you like it, that's cool. If not, we get it. It's not going to be for everybody.
Right.
And then it just kind of gained steam. It became its own thing, and I have no idea how I've managed to pull this off.
Let me ask out of ignorance then, because this might be similar to me. Was this your first comic that you've done?
I mean, besides like stick comics back in high school, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can feel you similar to the things going so fast because many moons ago, I decided I wanted to be in music, be a musician. I wrote a song, recorded it with my new band. First song, I got offered a low level record deal. It's like, but I don't know how to play anything.
This is it. This is all I have.
I already showed every chord I know. So it was like, oh crap, what am I gonna do from here?
Yes.
It went fast.
It's I mean it's heavy, dude. It's super heavy. Like, I mean, it doesn't seem like that long ago when we were just kind of
drunk
and yeah, right. Like we're playing some impossible map, like community made map on Left 4 Dead 2. I mean, we're heading north in accordance to the prophecy, kind of drunk, right? And like just making jokes about this. That was like 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and like now, dude, we signed on with Antarctic. Like, I'm just
Well, you did great work. You know what I think people might like to see, and I'm not trying to push you into anything or throw you anything. Since Liz likes doing Twitch, maybe she should Twitch stream all you three of you playing a game together.
Ooh, she's not ready for that level of betrayal.
Yaha.
Look,
Usually I'm the one doing the betrayal, so
you've never played
it'll be a
anything
nice
with
change
me,
of
Trent.
pace for my followers.
oh great, 3 roguelike people playing a game.
Yeah.
So screwed.
I mean, yeah, I'd be down. I'm always.
It'll be like a
right.
competition for history's greatest monster.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
I accept this challenge.
Oh, there we go.
We're gonna do it.
See, I bring people together, even if it's to shoot each other in the back.
I love it.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of that.
That's
Perfect.
part of the fun. With
That's
games.
partly why we can never beat that map because I'm too busy like setting explosives off their church.
Oh my god, dude! Like the one time we're about to beat it, right? This asshole, he keeps blowing me up, right? He's like throwing like propane tanks and gas tanks at me, always blowing me up. He ends up like downing me, and he gets into the helicopter as it's about to leave. Out of pure karma, the game's like, it'd be funny if I put 2 tanks into that helicopter with him. And those 2 tanks just beat him into a pulp. I'm like, this is why we can't beat it. This is your fault. Like,
on Left 4 Dead, I was taught to just screw the people. Just make sure you're on it and screw everybody else.
Oh, No Mercy had to be my most favorite karma one. So we were finishing No Mercy at the last leg of it, and I down Trent like I typically do, and I'm running towards that helicopter, and this tank hits me all the way off the building.
It's just like pow, like a T-ball, just right off the stand, off the building. Oh man!
Oh god, that was a great time.
All right, guys. I guess I told Liz I'd try to wrap it up within around an hour, so I went a little over that way. Get you more into. No, don't be at all. I think it was great. I hope I greatly enjoyed it. I think we could go longer, but I don't want to be intrusive and push you guys. So I thought pimp your stuff. For everybody, so they know where to find your channels and all that, and where to get your books and everything. Because these people want some good stuff. They love good content, whether it be videos, comic books, and you're willing to give it to them. So, share away.
All right,
we're definitely trying.
So you can find the digital version at comiccentral.com. If you scroll to the bottom of the page, we're trending. We're like the top number 1 and top number 3 trending on that page. Then you can also find us at Indie Planet, where you can order your physical copies for number 1 and the prologue. And you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/ragzombie.
Awesome.
The end.
It sounded like a comment at the end of that. But
Yeah, I thought there was more too.
we were all waiting with bated breath. We're like, what else?
Sorry, I have like that Shatner pause.
Yeah.
And don't forget Comic Central, right?
Correct. Comic Central. Excuse me. and Indie Plants where you can find us. I spam it all the time on Twitter, so just follow us on Twitter and you'll see the links.
Teespring or no, not Teespring. TeePublic for shirts. I think there's some socks if you want socks.
Yeah, we got some socks made.
Are there socks though?
Is there Liz Finnegan underwear too, or?
They only come in banana hammocks.
I'm kidding. Yeah, Liz, I see Liz with Ira. Oh gosh.
Yeah, we only sell them in banana hammocks though, right? So
yeah,
for the dudes, right? Like hammock up.
Boxers. They got to be boxers.
God. Embarrassment.
Well,
hey, you haven't lived until you've embarrassed yourself.
Oh, I've embarrassed myself millions of times.
That's right. And who would like to pimp their stuff next? And it's all quiet. Look at that. Hey, Trent, do you want to share so people can connect with you as well? Or?
You'll pretty much find me lurking behind Brian's accounts, honestly, for the most part. Like I said, I don't do the social media stuff too much. I'd say the Twitter one, mine is just @Nihilist. I can drop it in your chat if you want. I'll just spell my name. Pretty much just search for that on Twitter and you'll find me. My Facebook's a little more exclusive. That's just kind of like I said, it's more like family.
Sure.
Stuff, but
and those who are going to be on the cocaine boat.
And on the cocaine boat. So if you want to get on the cocaine boat, just hit me up on Facebook.
Excellent. And how about you, Liz?
I am on Twitter, Twitch, and I guess kind of Instagram sometimes. It's all just @TheGingerArchy.
All right, and you do
Easy.
Twitch streams about a lot of video game stuff. You're playing games.
Yep.
Always something new. So keep watching that. They're all incredibly nice people. And I'd like to say thank you, all three of you, for joining me for this. This has been a lot of fun for me. I just enjoy a nice talk. Hopefully I didn't embarrass anybody too much. That wasn't my goal. It was just have a little fun and have some laughs. You are all amazing. Thank you for doing this. And for all the people watching, if you haven't already, check out their stuff. They truly work hard. They're great, nice people. Hopefully you'll get to meet them and they'll sign your books for you later on. And you get to say, hey, I actually talked to these people, knew them. And these are people in the comic books as well as other areas that are truly good, nice people. So thank you for watching. And if people that haven't seen it want to see this, say, hey, watch this show, watch us and check out these guys and stuff. All right. Thank you for watching. And until next time, keep it frugal.